Welcome everyone on the channel Brief Joke, and today I will tell you the plot of a film called Norbit with Eddie Murphy starring. Let's go. At first, we see how a couple throws out their newborn baby around a restaurant called Golden Dumpling, which is combined with an orphanage. Mr. Wong, the owner of the orphanage, takes the baby in the morning. From now, Norbit's new life has started with other orphans. He soon made friends with Kate and then they were doing everything together. Once, the children made a fake marriage with each other, but after 2 weeks someone adopted Kate. For some time Norbit was alone. Other guys were bullying him, but once a tall chubby girl stood for him, called Rasputia, who declared to be his new girlfriend. From that day, they were inseparable. Rasputia was defending Norbit and other guys stopped laughing at him. Rasputia has 3 brothers, Big Black Jack, Blue and Errol. This is how Norbit found his family. Leshimer's family has the worst reputation in the city. They collected debt from debtors. After time, Norbit and Rasputia became closer and closer to each other. Norbit started working as an accountant in a building company of Leshimers. It came to their marriage. Rasputia and Norbit married, and because of his wife's weight, he couldn't come to her, but Rasputia took all situation in his hands and literally sucked him. All his friends were sad for Norbit, saying that Rasputia is bad and a whore. But her brother made him understand that if he ever offends their sister, they will end him. After the ceremony ended, Rasputia asked Norbit to carry her to the house on his arms. But of course he couldn't do it. The wedding night began. For them it was their first experience, unfortunately to Norman. Rasputia is very lovely. This how many years of their family life went past. Rasputia, as an overbearing woman, was arguing with neighbors and can't fit in the car anymore, accusing Norman of moving the seat. Brother Latimores offered Wong to buy his restaurant, but he said that he isn't selling it and kicked them away. Rasputia came to her dance lessons. She openly flirts with her instructor and asks for individual lesson. Baster told that he can do that if she asks her brother to advertise his video course. Norbit came to his friends to buy some food for his wife. When he came back, he thought it's strange that his wife came so early. When he came home, he heard strange noises and saw Rasputia and instructor in one bed. Buster tried to talk his way out and ran away. Norbit was angry, how his wife cheated on him and insulted her. But Rasputia ran after him, smashing everything on her way. When the chase ended, Norbit threw away his wedding ring in the trash. At evening, he showed a performance to children at Wonka's orphanage. Suddenly, Kate appeared, his childhood girlfriend. They started hugging. Soon, Kate tells that sold her studio in Atlanta and came here to buy the orphanage, because Wong is not that young. They agreed to have lunch with each other on Tuesday. Norbit was very happy and couldn't wait for that day. At one day, Buster appeared on another individual lesson to Rasputia, but Norbit didn't care about that because all his thoughts were about Kate, but during the lunch she shows him her husband, Dylan. And that was a very unpleasant surprise. Sitting on the doorstep of the house, Norbit was completely broken. He couldn't sleep at night because of Rasputia's snores and she almost crushed him during night. Next evening, Rasputia tried to crush Lloyd, Norman's favorite dog. Then he started collecting his things because Lloyd almost died. The fact that all of the property belongs to his wife didn't stop him because she is selfish and heartless. Then she said that is waiting for a baby. The annual city picnic started. Dylan told that he has to do some businesses, affairs and left Kate alone. Norbit introduces his wife even though he was very shy of her. During that, Rasputia was sucking jelly out of donuts. After meeting Kate, she was jealous of her, and in that moment she tells that she confused gases with pregnancy. Kate came to Latimore Brothers because she wanted to contact their building company about repairing in the orphanage which she is about to buy. She didn't know that the brothers also want to buy it. While Norbit was dancing with Kate, Raspusha was fighting with the children who were teasing her. An inflatable city was blown away because of her weight. Seeing how her husband dances with Kate, she got very angry and threw a speaker at him. Norbit woke up in a hospital. Kate visited him. At that moment, Latimore brothers came to him. Dylan lets them know that he gets out of here without telling that to Kate because he doesn't want to invest in the orphanage. But Latimores offered him to act together because the restaurant has a license to alcohol. If Dylan helps them with the deal, they will make huge amount of money. He just has to marry Kate to split their property. Kate offered Norbit to work in her orphanage. They agreed to meet soon in Aquapark. The same evening, Dylan made Kate an offering and she agreed. At the appointed day, Nolan couldn't come out unnoticed, so he had to take Raspusha with him. There she made a muffin because couldn't go through a turnstile. While she and Kate were sunbathing, Raspusha told that Norbit doesn't like her because he only likes nice-looking women. When Raspusha left for some food, Kate shared with Norbit that this Saturday she marries Dylan. Seeing how Kate slides off a slope, Raspusha decides to do that too. Even though they tried to not let her in, Raspusha broke a wall. And then she landed. All the water from a swimming pool came out. Norbit was depressed because his love of all time is going to get married. When he got a call from Kate and asked for a meeting, he immediately told yes, telling his wife that he just has to take some documents. Norbit and Kate were spending good time together the whole day. He finally tries to ride a bike. Preparing to the marriage was well underway. When Kate visited a beauty salon, she saw Raspusha, who let her know that Norbit belongs only to her. Raspusha was invited to bikini wax, and the master was barely managed to do it. Latimores ordered Norman to meet Kate today to sign some papers. He didn't know that it's an agreement to a license transfer. At evening they met each other. At a restaurant, Kate signed the paper without a second thought. At that time, Raspusha's brother brought her some pizza and told about Norbit's and Kate meeting. He couldn't bear the psychological pressure, so he told everything to her with tears on his eyes. Raspusha immediately started to seek for his husband. At that time, Norbit helped her rehearse her wedding vow. He couldn't restrain himself and kisses Kate. Raspusha saw it from her car. Tormented by conflicting feelings, Kate left, but Norbit came after her to explain everything. Kate told that she wanted that kiss herself. She has to be alone to figure everything out. At home, Raspusha wanted for his husband and made him indulgent with predation. And soon literally threw him out of a window. She made him understand what happens to Kate if he ever sees her spilling acid on a doll. Dylan was making fool of himself and told that out of ignorance she signed papers of selling alcohol, which belongs to Latimore brothers. At that time, Raspusha made Norbit clean the basement. Kate came to him to talk. Knowing that Raspusha listens to him, Norbit chased her away, telling that he doesn't care about the orphanage. Raspusha confirmed his words by telling that he flirted with her, so she signs the agreement. At night, Norbit came out of the house with minimum of items. He sees Mr. Wong outside and he tells him that he shouldn't leave the city because running away from problems won't solve it. And he also reminded him that on Fridays mails get delivered in evenings. When he opened the convert, he found out what Latimores actually want. He called Kate to warn her, but she didn't even want to listen to him. Latimores didn't let him leave the house. They closed him in the basement where tried to call his friends. In the marriage day, Raspusha and her brother went to eat, but one of the brothers stayed at home to guard Norbit. Mr. Wong led Kate to the altar, while Norbit managed to leave through the window. The fail guard immediately called his family about the fugitive. They went to look for him. Old Norbit friends started to mess up the marriage ceremony while Norbit is coming here. They found him very quickly, but he managed to get away. At that time in the church a circus was happening. Luckily Norbit came in time before the marriage happened. He decided that loves Kate and told Raspusha that wants to divorce with her. Norbit told everything about Dylan, who earned a good amount of money on last 4 marriages. As a proof he invited all of his previous wives and kids to the ceremony. Norbit started started to run from Latimore's family. A fight started and a lot of people who struggled with Latimore's family came to help, but their power was still unequal. Then Mr. Wong appeared, who threw an arrow right in Rasputia butt. Latimore's family began to run. Now nothing can interfere Norbit's and Kate's relationship. Now they own the orphanage and they married, but this time for real. Latimore's family now live in Mexico and they opened their own club and live the life they wanted. This is the end. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and write a comment. See you soon. Don't get sick.